Hey, what's up guys? Super here with an Arcana video. I'm going to be showing you guys the build that I be using for my Emperor. I won't be going over Empress because it's not a playstyle I personally enjoy. I know it's a more popular playstyle, but I enjoy how Emperor feels and plays more. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so the build that I will be using here today is this right here. Now don't pay attention to my skill points. I'm still throwing this character through the training dummy and stuff, and I still need to do side content because I'm just lazy. But anyway, so for the first skill, we use Scratch Dealer. You're going to want to use Excellent Mobility for increased move distance. Now you can use Weakness Exposure if you want to. I already have that on return, so I don't really see much of a need for it, especially when this already lasts for 10 seconds and the skill cooldown's 12 seconds. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. The next one I'll use is Weak Point Attack. You don't need to focus it. It is kind of a big damage increase, but this also is just a movement skill. It's not meant for damage at all anyway. And then lastly, Safety Device, which will increase it to a 3-hit. So here I'll show you. So basically what you can do is go forward and then also go back, but it also gives you a huge move and attack speed increase that will stack, and at level 5 it's pretty fucking nuts. Now I'll also put the Conviction Rune on this to combo with Stream of Edge. It's really up to you what you feel is best for Conviction Judgment. I personally prefer these because I know that this skill will hit 3 times, and then I can place this skill right here, which will then proc Judgment after. Alright, let me just waste that. So, the next skill, Return. This is your counter skill. Now, I know a lot of people, especially with the Empress build, will have 2 counters, so I have this one as well. I would like to see them possibly make a counter on a skill that is a little bit lower of a cooldown, but that's beyond the point at this point. I mean, this is a swiftness build anyway. But so what you want to use is Weakness Exposure, as well as Concentrated Card, and then you want to use Exposed Darkness. And the point of it basically is that you're getting the 10% increased crit rate, and then right here you're getting an extra 56% increased crit damage for 5 seconds, which is huge. So basically you want to use that before you use your red skill, Checkmate, Evoke, Dark Resurrection, or as well the Emperor card. So now for Stream of Edge, you're going to use Card Draw, which is basically to increase the chance, or increase, the max number of stacks that it can get from 2 to 3. So, you could maybe only hit one of these and then hit all of this, so then you could use Celestial Rain without having to use Checkmate yet. Now, on to one of the first big damage skills, you're going to use Celestial Rain. The reason why I only have this one on 12 was I was doing some research on different videos, Reddit and everything, and I was seeing that apparently the normal skills won't increase their damage based off of skill level. They increase off of tripods and then engravings. And so Celestial Rain is the only one you want to take up to 12. The other ones are just for tripods. So what you want to do is do Vital Hit Point, because you'll get crit rate as well as increase the stacking effect damage, which is massive. It's up to you if you want to use Card of Destruction. I would recommend this if you have a higher crit rate. My crit rate's pretty freaking low, so not a good idea. So I prefer Enhanced Strike just for increased outgoing damage in general, which is pretty nice. And then lastly, you want to use Weak Point Detection, at least for bosses, obviously. But it's just a massive increase that can be upwards to 120% increase, which is insane. This one's good, I feel like, for Chaos Dungeons. It's what I use. I'll show the Chaos Dungeon build later. Alright, next is Call of Destiny. You're going to want to use Mind Enhancement because this class deals with some pretty shit mana issues. Maybe later on, I would prefer, I have this already set up like tripod wise because I want to use this instead because it's just increased attack speed, which is nice. So I prefer using this, but right now, until I get Relic set on this character, I'm using Mind Enhancement because I need that MP decrease. Alright, then also, we're using Quick Draw. This Quick Draw enables us to be able to draw a card. See if we can get one. Yeah, there you go. So you can basically, I got the Emperor card. So it just gives you the chance to get a card. I already have it at level 4, which is insane. Like, if you can see, most of my tripods are kind of like middle of the road, like 2 or 3, but this one was like, damn, I got a level 3, and I got so lucky. This is actually going to be getting changed. I'm pretty sure they're nerfing the amount that this can get, but this is also going to be changed into being able to turn into a stacking skill, which is going to be massive for build changes that I will make videos on once we get those in. But for right now, quick draw and then chain attack, so it throws 2 cards, just increase some more damage and also a higher chance as well of you proccing quick draw. All right. And now checkmate. This is your highest damaging skill. It is the reason right now that I'm using all out attack instead of raid captain, because it does most of your damage. It is insane how much damage this skill can do. So first, you're going to go rocking piercing strike. Basically, it'll just increase the amount of outgoing damage for every card that is thrown. Then you're going to want to use this skill. I don't even know what I'm assuming it's concluding darkness. But basically, for every crit you hit, checkmate's damage is plus 12% up to 120%. So you're looking at a fucking massive increase of damage. And then lastly, you're going to use deadline, just so whether or not you hold it the whole way, you can get a big burst of damage at the end. Which I believe at level 5 is like 80% or something crazy. Probably more than that. I honestly don't even know. But then this skill right here, Evoke, I recommend running quick draw. Some people like quick prep or mind enhancement. I prefer quick draw because I like to get as many cards as possible. And then as well, concluded magic circle, because outgoing damage increased by 30%. It's pretty big. Some people like to use magic addiction for the poison, which I think is really good, but I'd prefer this just for raw damage personally. And then this one as well, just so you can have 2 stacks of it. So you can stack with quick draw, so you have 2 chances to get a card, which means you have a chance to get 2 cards at that point. And for the last skill in this build, I use Dark Resurrection. This skill is kind of, at least for me, it's usually used as more of a meter gain, big damage, but I kind of have it as like a hybrid. It's a meter gain, but also like one that can draw a card. So I might not be using it for the highest damage, but personally, I still really enjoy using this. I think it's really fun. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's your account, your character, play it how you want, do what you want. I prefer to just draw as many cards as possible, so this is what I like to do. So for the first trap out, you're going to use Piercing Strike. It'll just, you know, ignore foe's defense. Quick draw, chance to get a card faster, and then Furious Blow, so it'll like no longer, instead of doing fear, it'll just increase crit damage and then also increase outgoing damage as well. So it's one of my favorite skills. It just uses a lot of damn mana, like it's insane. 600. Yeah, but it does a lot of damage, and visually it's kind of one of my favorite skills. I've been seeing the PTR changes though, that they kind of removed the Demon Boy, which is kind of sad to me because I love how he looks. He looks so cool. All right. Now for a little damage showcase of this build. All right. Keep in mind too that my character is 1383. I only have 4 3s. I have mediocre gems right now. My gems are not great, and I don't have a good card set. So put that in perspective with this build of damage, and it is also a RNG based character. So we'll just do it for like a minute. I mean, at the end of the day, damage shouldn't really be the most important thing. I understand, like, I like playing classes where I can do as much damage as possible and stuff like that, but I've started to enjoy playing classes like Arcana and Gunslinger for visual and the just feel aspect of the classes. Oh, one thing I also forgot to go over as well, for stats, I recommend doing a high swiftness, the rest crit, so swift crit necklace. I would say since you're already doing so much swiftness, might as well do more crit on the necklace. I'm still actually looking for a better necklace because no one really sells this. And then just swiftness on everything else. If you did want to do less swiftness, you could always just do maybe one of the earrings or rings with crit, I would recommend probably the ring because it wouldn't remove as much swiftness. Because the thing is you want to be spamming as many skills as you physically can, and that's like the whole purpose of the build. All right, let's go. Now, I will say you don't have to wait for Wheel of Fortune to pop your ult. It's actually better to use it earlier, especially once you get Relic set. But I am a enjoyer and you know, waiting for it so I can spam 2 at once. Also, you'll notice here too, without Relic set, this class is very, very mana dependent. Like, or not mana dependent as much as just running out of mana. I mean, the class is mana dependent, don't get me wrong. You will struggle, I would say, 1300, honestly, everything until about 1445, which does kind of suck, and that's why I don't really recommend Emperor. You just have to enjoy the playstyle. I know, I would say it's definitely better to play, what's it called? So yeah, there's the DPS. I didn't get really lucky. I didn't really get a lot of cards. It is also a 1-minute showcase. It's also very hard to, you know, properly tell, like, how much to wait. Why did that do 100k? What the fuck? That was like no damage. What the hell? Okay. But yeah, anyway. It's a class that is very fun to play. It is very niche. I know a lot of people do not enjoy this class, and I can totally understand why. But I really enjoy it. I honestly wasn't excited for it at all. And then I like just started watching YouTube videos and stuff, and I was like, man, this class is awesome. And it is fun. I think Emperor is the more fun playstyle because it's where you're really going to start spamming cards and stuff. But I do see how it is way more enjoyable to play once you get Relic set. Because I'm in Guardian raids and I'm dealing with bad mana problems all the time, man. So, yeah. Alright. Now, there are going to be different variations of this build, especially, you know, like I've said, people not using Quick Draw here, maybe rocking more mana instead of, you know, increased damage. Like if I was to switch to this, you know, it'd cost 300 for this. I could probably switch to mana for almost everything here that I, like, physically can. Like, I could switch off this just for right now. Yeah, 50% chance to not consume mana. I mean, this skill doesn't really use that much mana anyway, but it would be nice. So there are ways you can get around the mana problem. Just understand you're probably going to be doing a lot less damage. But at the end of the day, like that's okay. Alright, now let's move on to the Chaos Dungeon build. Alright. Alright, let me spawn in homeboy. Alright, so this build right here, oh, is he gonna spawn in? Hello? Okay. So I don't have all the skill points. Let me put on everything you're supposed to have. Now, I will say you don't need Stream of Edge. I just like it because it's kind of like an AoE skill, I guess. But so basically the point of this build is just spam your abilities to get as many Emperor cards as possible. Like, that's all it is. Obviously, in Chaos Dungeons, mana will not be a problem. So, you don't have shit to worry about. Right now, yeah. Yeah. But I would say it's a very fun build to play. It definitely has made my Chaos Dungeons pretty enjoyable. So let me go over the abilities here. So first one you're going to use is Mysterious Stampede. You're going to want to use Quick Draw, as well as Stampede Concluded, damage per hit plus 20%, and then Mysterious Strategy, which is just get to use the skill twice instead of once. And then Return. I'm going to be honest, Return and Call of Destiny are going to be part of every single build you make. It does not matter. They are fantastic abilities. I'm excited for this one to be stacking plus normal skill. It's going to be fire for Emperors. So Return, you're going to want to use Weakness Exposure instead of Weak Point. You're going to want to use, or instead of Concentrate, actually. Excuse me. Wait, I have Weak Point or Concentrate. Whatever one I had before, you're going to want to use Exposed Target. Foe hit by the first attack receives 50% damage from subsequent combo attacks. And then Exposed Darkness for that increase in crit damage. And then Stream of Edge, instead of Card Draw, you're going to use Edge Bomb. So when Light Stream ends, it basically makes the Dimension Gate explode. So I'll have to sit here and wait for it to explode. Yeah, so like that. Visually, I hope that changes with the updates. And then Dark Edge, so increase crit rate. And then also Perfect Stream. So for me at least, I just kind of like how it's like a big area, so it'll trap enemies and then they'll just be stuck, and then I can use like skills like this, that, or even my favorite is to hit my E and then use Unlimited Shuffle. Okay, so again, I prefer Celestial Rain. Most people with this specific build use Secret Garden. Secret Garden's fantastic. I already have tripods and also gems for Celestial Rain, so I just use it. I still use Vital Hit Point, and instead this time I use Card of Destruction, because I usually only use this when I have Judgment and Coal in Chaos Dungeons. I don't really use this skill that often, to be honest. It's just kind of a filler skill. And then Torrent, so the cards spill out more time. Like, you get extra cards that spill out and doing more damage. So it's just increased damage. So then Unlimited Shuffle here. You're going to use Quick Draw. Core of Darkness, so just increase crit rate and crit damage for this skill. It kind of is the same synergy in sense as Return with Exposed Darkness, because you're going to be increasing your crit damage, so you can spam other skills, or at least that was the hope, but you can't, unfortunately. I still like it for the build, because this is a big damaging skill. I'm pretty sure they're changing this tripod, which I'm going to miss because I actually like this one. Wait, oh, wrong skill. So this one basically makes it so you, like, spin, you can move. It's nice. Like, I like how it is in Guardian raids and stuff. I used to use it in one of my builds. It was fun. But, I don't know. They're just making it basically, I think it's like an instant cast now, which I guess is fine, that works. But instead, I use Predicted Death, which just creates a big hit area. Okay, for real? Come on, man. Visually, it's actually pretty cool. I think it's one of the better looking skills. And then next, Call of Destiny again, this time with the Nimble Movement, because I don't need Mind Enhancement in a Chaos Dungeon, with Quick Draw and Chain Attack. And then for Evoke, I'm going to be using the same as before. Quick Draw, Included Magic Circle, and Split Magic Circle. And lastly, for Dark Resurrection, I'm going to be using the same as before. Piercing Strike, Quick Draw, and Furious Blow. Oh. I also forgot to go over the runes. I didn't do that for the other build. I'll go back over those in a minute, and I'll just like edit it and flip it back over. So you're gonna want to just use Gale Wind to increase casting speed for this. Quick Recharge on Return. It doesn't matter really what you use on this. You could use Conviction Judgment again if you want, but you don't need it. And so I just used Rage to increase attack or move speed, like a chance of it. Gale Wind on Celestial Rain. You're going to want to use Gold Gale Wind on Unlimited Shuffle, trust me, because that is the longest casting skill, and you're completely immobile, so there's nothing you can do. And then I use Gold Rage on Call of Destiny just for, you know, more chance of stuff. And then the most important ones are definitely going to be Wealth Runes on Evoke, and as well as Dark Resurrection. Alright. So yeah, let me just show you. So basically, you know, that. Wow, my RNG is horrible. Basically, you're just going to sit here and spam until you get your Emperor cards and just spam them like crazy. I'll probably upload a video of how it works in said Chaos Dungeon, because that's a better example. But anyway, let me go back to... let's go back to... bruh. Let's go back to the original build. Alright, and for the runes, for this build, you're going to want to go with Conviction on Scratch Dealer. Quick Recharge on Return for the chance of just decreasing all of your cooldowns. Judgment on Stream of Edge, so basically you're going to want to do... Here, let me spawn it back in here. You're going to want to hit this and then this. Usually what I do, since there's enough time between, I like to hit Scratch Dealer, then this, and then my E. So I like to use Scratch Dealer, Return, and then Stream of Edge. It might not be the most optimal because you only get the 5 seconds of the crit damage increase. So technically it would be better to do this, and then flip into this, maybe hit your checkmate, then do that, this. It's up to you how you play it. Look, I am still learning. I am in no way a professional Arcana player, bro. I play on EU, even though I live in NA. And I'm still learning. I really fucking love this class. I think it is one of the most fun and difficult to play classes. But that's what makes it so good. Like, it's just addicting the gameplay loop, in my opinion. I'm really excited for these changes, too, that are going to be coming out. I think they're going to be fantastic. They're going to be what changes this class entirely. Especially when you take a look at engravings. So, Order of the Emperor is going to be changed. I don't know if you saw in the video I released for the PTR changes. Is going to be getting a 10% damage increase at level 3. Actually, at all levels, it's going to go now 20, 30, and then 40. But at level 3, you're going to have 40% damage increase for normal skills. And then it's going to add the Emperor card. And then it's also going to replace these 2 cards. Where are we at? They're going to replace Balance and Judgment for 2 more cards. Off the top of my head, I do not remember the names. I do know the other card that's being added for all decks is Clown card, and that's going to basically be you're going to get the cards back that you just most recently used. So let's say you just used Cull and Emperor, and then you get that Clown card. Well, you use the Clown card then, and then you'll get both of these back. So basically, that's an opportunity to just spam. And I could not imagine if you got Wheel of Fortune and that, use Wheel of Fortune and Clown, and you'd be able to use 3 alts in a row. That's insane. That's insane. You'd be able to use like pretty much all of your alts unless you have Dominion Relic set, which is just insane damage. But the other 2 they're adding, one of them is increasing crit rate by 10%. So it's basically just a synergy card, and then they're also adding a card which increases normal skill damage by 40%. I believe it's for like 4 or 5 seconds, so those will be huge. Those will be huge. And then the other big change that they did to the Emperor engraving was, oh man. So the Emperor card, so when you have it at level 1, is a 0% increase to the Emperor card's damage. Level 2, 30%. Level 3, 80% damage increase to Emperor card. And how, like what? Let's see if I can get the Emperor card. Let me do unlimited resources. Let's see if we can get it. I want to see how much damage I do with it. Okay, let's see. Okay, can you just crit, man? I'm trying to make a video here, bro. Alright, let's see. That's also with Cull procced and the crit damage increase. That's 1.9 million on a 1383 character with a level 5 Emperor gem. An 80% increase to that is a fucking lot, man. It's going to be insane how much damage it's going to be able to do. And I think the changes are going to be fantastic. And I can't wait for them to come. We'll see them. Hopefully they'll be worth the time. Yeah, look at that, 2 milli. Yeah, it'll be insane how much the increase will be, man. But anyway, guys, thanks for coming out to this video. I'm gonna be releasing some more Arcana videos and possibly some gunslinger time to hunt videos as well. If you guys appreciate, or Jesus, I cannot speak right. If you guys enjoyed the content, please, leave a like and subscribe if you want to, if you're new here. Also, check me out on Twitch. I stream here and there. It just depends how I'm feeling mentally or whatever, if I'm in the mood to or not, or if I really want to play, because I like to take frequent breaks. I'm very casual with this game in comparison to what I used to be at launch. I was no life in this, but, gotta find a good balance with your life. But anyway, boys, you have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.